Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Today we're doing Newcastle against Nottingham Forest. This is my vast coaching experience to try to give you some insight that other people might not give you, and maybe you can take something away and become a better player or a better coach. I also stick some of my voice books down in the description below, so you can check some of those out if you're interested in some weird and wonderful things. Now, I'm going to show you this going on here, but I want to talk about Newcastle United just a little bit before I get into it. I don't really try to give my opinion on teams so much, just a technical breakdown of the play, so you can actually try to learn something about it. But the Newcastle's fallen off the wagon quite a bit because they've got so many injuries, and I can actually see them firing their manager, right? And I'll tell you why. And when you understand, as soon as I start saying it, you're going to understand it. Newcastle expectations were just kind of top four doing their thing, playing along, until they got this new ownership coming in. Sorry, when they got the new ownership coming, that was kind of their expectations. But expectations slowly creep up with them doing well, getting to the cup final. I think they lost against United in the cup final. Can't remember actually. But the fan base starts demanding more because they've got so much money to spend and so many players to buy and etc. etc. And then they stop looking at all of the, like, it doesn't matter what manager you have in. I don't think they've got any of their first team, let alone their goalkeeper. They've got so many issues at the moment. And that's a massive problem for their team. And that's why everything's sort of grinding to a halt. I think this is their fifth loss in a row at the moment. But then fans and people are just crazy and don't look at the facts half the time, especially in football. And I can see them getting rid of the manager and trying to replace him if this continues another game or two, for no good reason, because no one's going to come in and fix anything, because what's broken is all the players. You can't win if you don't really have a team to put out onto the field, and that's what he's struggling to do. But I have a feeling someone's going to be doing something stupid and react to it. But what we're going to look at right here is this goal. And when I watched this in real time, I was watching this game, this didn't look like a penalty to me at all, because I was looking at these two here, and if you watch this again as I put it back, I'm like, okay, well, this didn't quite make sense to me. So as we move this forward, look, here we go. He's receiving the ball here, and he's making himself a nice little turn right there. As he turns, he goes over like a bullet shot him. I'm like, well, there wasn't any contact with these two. And apparently it's this other guy here. And it's not, to me, it's not really a penalty. Yeah, it's their contact, but it's so weak. Let's have a little look at that contact before we look at the penalty. Okay, as we can see, look, I've got a perfectly spotted right there. Where his leg is clearly behind him to trip, but all of his weight's on that foot there, not on the foot that's being tripped. If it was on the other foot, I'd agree with it. And this is the problem. Because VAR gets to look at this, I can break that down and go, well, his weight's not on this foot, so he's tripping that foot that isn't really there. He hasn't really tripped him. Now his weight of his foot's gone onto that foot there. He hasn't tripped him. What are you talking about? If it's his toe touching there, well, that's not a penalty. But they've given that. That's terrible. I mean, terrible decision. You can see that in about a couple of seconds between me and you right there. Not even that. And they go, oh no, that's definitely a penalty. I can see how the ref gets it wrong in real time because it's happening, blah, blah, blah. But when you stop and look at those two little things there, you go, no, that's not a penalty. But they give it to him and they get a goal. Not much to talk about on the penalty. But you can see with the goalkeeper, he stepped and he's gone to one direction here with his foot right there. And as he's put his weight down on it and his foot down, Isaac's gone the other side. You can see it clearly here. But, the weight distribution on feet is massive. And as soon as he's done that, look, you can see he's passed it to the other side. And it's not a great penalty. It's a slow... So let's just recap. He's taken a poor penalty, but because he's so quick in deciding where as soon as he sees that foot go down, he passes it and the keeper's got no chance to recover. Bosh, no chance whatsoever, because this guy here was a little bit clever in seeing which direction the keeper was going, and he put it down the other side. You can see how quick the ball's in the back of the net before the keeper can react. But there we go. Let's get on to the next goal. There's a couple of things I want to talk about on this as well, but I'm going to give this little wee man over here some credit. Ex-United player Langer. Now, he's still not a good player, but he's starting to understand a couple of things. He's not a goal scorer, which is fine. Just be a provider. He had an opportunity in this half. Was it? I can't remember which half this is actually. Yeah, this is still the first half. When exactly the same thing happened, where he didn't cross the ball and give it to this guy to tap it in. He tried to shoot and he completely missed. But he learnt quickly. When the next opportunity he had, he crosses it for this wee man to score. But I want to point out a couple of problems here with the Newcastle midfield. There's a guy running. There's the ball. This is something to do with modern football. I don't think half the modern players know where the football is. Go to the football. Okay, what's going to happen is you're going to run with him. Yep, he's going to pass there. Yep, and then you're going to carry on and help squeeze the angle with this defender here, so he doesn't have to come across because you're coming across to where the ball is. Instead, he just runs back for some reason. Watch this. Watch this. As it goes, look, boom, 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 boom. Do you see this guy? He's jockeying. Now, instead of him being over here, okay, and getting close to this player, he's thinking about he's got to pressure the ball. I don't know where this player's going. Don't know who it is. I mean, where are you going, mate? You don't care about the player on the back post because the ball's right here. Go and get the football. He can't pass to him unless he passes it through you or over you. And if he passes it over you, that means that ball has to travel in the air. That's time. If the ball is passed in the air, it has to take time to get to there. That means another player can come and somebody else can react and we can all fix things. But if you don't go towards that ball, other players are starting to think about it. And you can see this centre-back here doesn't know what to do. Look, he doesn't know what to do. Do I go to the ball? Well, what's this guy doing? He's just still jogging away from the football. Still jogging away from the football, not doing anything. Ball's played out to Alanga here. Now, he had the beating of pace for these guys. And if he actually used his pace and just fired in balls across the 18-yard box and the 6-yard box, it'd actually be quite a decent winger because he has got pace. I don't really know if he's got a trick to beat you, but he can just beat you with his speed. And then he can work on the rest of his game from there. As long as he keeps putting in assists, he'll get some confidence. As it goes, do you see, now this guy's still running to the back. What is he doing? I mean, honestly, this is some of the worst tracking back in defending I've ever seen in my life. Like, everything you're doing is wrong. You could have been over here, helped shut that down with the other defender. Two of you would have gone. These two defenders wouldn't have been caught in no man's land because the other one wouldn't. They would have known exactly what they had to do. And now the ball is passed into the middle, and you've done absolutely nothing. Not a damn thing. You've run 45 yards for no reason whatsoever, and the 45 yards he's ran was away from the football. Everything else is just a calamity of errors because the two centre-backs are caught up whether or not they go to pressure the ball or don't. And yeah, there we go. Let's get on to the next goal. Here we go again with that little Alanga guy on the ball, trying to create an assist, in which he does. And I'm telling you, if he focuses on this part of his game and not worry about scoring goals, he'll become quite a good player because he'll add goals to his game eventually anyway. If he keeps getting these assists and all this other stuff, he'll become a dangerous player. People won't want to be around him because they'll be so scared of getting close to him because he's going to put the ball in behind him. You can see this run here, right? Okay, this is what I call an intelligent run. He's running away into the space. He's not running into the middle of the field. He's actually creating what's a passing angle for this guy by getting wide, giving him some more options for what to do. Quite good. Quite a smart little run. Look, you can see it? Can you see him tracking away? Tracking away, opening up that space. This guy gets absolutely done here in the middle of the field. I don't know if he gets yellow carded or not. Irrelevant. Bosh, down he goes. Now this ball's in behind and it's a bit of a foot race, but also it's all about the quality of pass, which this guy's got in his locker. He's got a decent pass on him. Just moving it forward to where he receives the ball. Now there's obviously 1v1. This guy here needs to slow him down. Doesn't need to win the ball. All he needs to do, remember law of cash, that's what we're going to call it, the law of cash. Just keep him by the 18-yard box. Slow him down. Wait for your backup. There's enough backup, but from what we've seen, these guys are too slow and they're not going to help much anyway. Just needs to go there. But you see he overcommits. He shows himself because he doesn't understand what he's doing. Right, what do you mean, Cash? He doesn't understand what he's doing. Well, I'll tell you what. This is where the goal is. It's in the middle of the field. He needs to cut the middle of the field off and show him down the line. He's run down the line. He has run down the line. He showed this guy the inside track. Now he can just come inside and do what he wants. Do we see that? Let's just show you that one more time so we can see what we're talking about. As it moves forward, Bosh, here we are, perfect. He doesn't need to do anything now. He just needs to stay with him and hold him. So this guy cannot cut inside him here. He overgoes. Look, boof, he goes down the line because he gets sold by his movement. His movement is that's where he's going, down the line, gets completely sold. He's in no man's land. He's getting done by his little shimmies. All you got to do is focus and watch the ball, not the hips. If you watch the hips, you'll get forward. Watch the ball, you won't. Next thing you know, he's done again. Now he's going in inside. It's one of those things like, you start going one way, they're going to get you going the other. They're going to go back the other way because you're always out of sync because you've made the initial mistake. And they're just going to keep twisting and turning you until he gets enough space and yardage where he can just turn and slots it past the keeper. Still a good quality finish. Got to give the young man some credit there, but he just does the defender ragged because the defender really doesn't look capable of standing him up in a 1v1 situation, which in the Premier League is pretty poor. Let's get on to the last goal. A couple of technical things wrong with this goal. Before we get to the finish, see what the two centre-backs are? Two players are behind their centre-backs. They don't obviously know how to play football at all. Your centre-backs should always be the last people back. Your left and right back should always be in front. Now, I think this guy's panicking because, I can't pronounce this guy's name, Helanda, whatever his name is actually pretty mustard. He's pretty quick. So he's panicking and he's dropped a couple of extra yards. But they end up playing, it's actually this guy right here. I think it's Kieran Trippier again. He's having a stinker the last couple of games. He's playing everybody onside here. And it's quite a good little run. So these two don't care because they go, oh yeah, we don't need to worry about anything because there's no way our left and right back is going to be behind the centre backs. Everybody knows that's not how you play football. So we don't need to worry about this guy because we're holding him off sides. These two guys both play him on. And that's where the run comes. Bosh. And off we go. But don't worry, it's the Premier League. Told you, someone puts their hand up. 9 times out of 10, what's about to happen? Someone's about to score a goal. Do want to show you the finish, though. The same little trick that he pulled onto the other guy by just going one way and fading the other is exactly what he does to the keeper here. Goes like he's going to go put it into the top corner. Slowly rolls it over and puts it into the net box. It's that simple. The same little drag the way he beat the defender. It's the same way he gets his goal that time as well. But there we go. Newcastle on a little bit of a downward spiral. Notts Forest are on the up. But there we go. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.